My name is Dwi Suseno. I'm the Executive Director as well as Group CFO in Straits Corporation, a company which we did MBO, Management Buyout, from Straits Asia Resources. So our company basically in the marine logistics, we supply logistics to coal mining, basically in the marine related activities. I need to be able to think differently in terms of not only thinking about finance, but also as a group as a whole in terms of human resource, pricing, marketing, general management, operation, and so forth. All of this taken into account, combined with your professional kind of knowledge, this EMBA program is something that I'm looking for to give me that practicality as well as technicality of it. Quite a few things. I'm very particular in this thing, Judy. I spend a bit of time reviewing. First thing is about the quality of, as I said, I have a business experience as well as technical experience. But right now, I'm basically a position where I have to think broader. Not only having, as a partner as well as a CFO, you need to be able to think, strategically from business perspective. Finance, how you think finance in terms of giving the finance to add value to the business. Second thing, obviously, given the profile of Kellogg-HKUST, it has been the #1 program based on the ranking for a number of years. So the platform is already there. Once you've got an economies of scale, a number of years you become #1, the quality of the alumni, the quality of the network is fantastic. So that's really something that it doesn't take a science, for exact science for me to think about it. I look at Kellogg-HKUST program. The first thing is that I look at the curriculum. Yeah, it has a nice blend of basically, as I said, all facets of the business. You've got the operation management, you've got the accounting. So although I came from accounting background, but obviously the accounting professor that we came teaching during KH13 was the accounting professor of the year, simply because he puts things into perspective, very practical, looking at this from a broader angle like this, he made it very fun. Professor of case studies, first the way he delivered the subject, he made it very light. Accounting is always as boring as you can get, right? So he made it very light. He basically based pure on a case study. So it's not a typical accounting debit and credit, but it's more like or how you recognize financial, certain treatments of items to be presented in financial statement, but it's more analyzing and how do you make accounting to be useful for you to make decisions. So I think that's really how he make things very interesting, with certain humor, of course. I didn't fall asleep or anything like that. He's really fantastic. And in fact, he is very hands-on in terms of explanation. So he went to the class, he stood around, and then he asked around the people, and a lot of interactions. Interaction between the alumni. People advise or give certain opinions in their own perspective based on their own experience. Given the profile of the alumni, or the classmates, you combine fantastic faculty, teachers, fantastic classmates, and networks that makes it very, very powerful. They're all flying in from different countries, so you've got a nice blend of very senior executives, people with diverse of backgrounds, combining into one. And I learned, I learned a lot from them. We still kept in touch very, very closely. If I happen to, say, doing some business in China, the first thing I would do is that I contact my classmates. And also, if I need some banking, I call my classmates. They will refer me to the correct person. So it's a very powerful network, and also the dynamic in the classroom, fantastic. I have a clear expectation in my mind When I did my KH-HKUST MBA, basically I need to be able to few things. First, obviously from professional perspective, I need to be able to have this practical, gain some sort of knowledge that clearly exceeded my expectation. I was able to apply all of these concepts taught in the class into the real world straight away, like change management process, financial restructuring, corporate governance. All of these things I apply straight away. I would encourage people to look at it from a long-term perspective, as an investment. Sure, you have to sacrifice a lot of your time and resources, financial and all that. So think of it as an investment. Right now, if you're a CFO, very much so you're a finance professional, you still have to consider all strategic affecting the business. So this program gives you that platform to be able to do that. During the alternate weekends, you can catch up with not only with your work. If you're away basically for extended period of time, say a week, the whole full week, back-to-back weekends, that's quite tough because from busy professional perspective. That's why I chose Kellogg-HKUST, simply because the seniority of the participants in the class. Yeah, so the number of people, obviously, if you have this, the first criteria being the quality participants, yeah, very senior participants, and in terms of the size of the class, you don't want to be too big. The whole idea of having this kind of program is to be able to learn one another. Is the reputation. Now this is something that Kellogg-HKUST has earned it. You know, the platform is there. As I said, for a number of years it has been number one. So my logic tells me that once you have that platform, the quality, not only the quality of the teachers, but also the quality of the administration and the quality of the of the participants and the alumni, fantastic. There's no question about that. Otherwise, you wouldn't be back-to-back number one. I think the problem is if you offer Kellogg as your MBA program, a US-centric, it's not applicable. It's not practically applicable to Asia. The way businesses are done in Asia are very much different. If you offer Kellogg as a US program here without partnering HKUST, I think it lacks the Asia which is very important. You know, the emerging market kind of focus to it. It becomes Western and US centric rather than more like emerging market, you know, Asia centric. But combining the two, where Kellogg have a very good US program and HKUST as a platform, also very good university, they can give a very nice platform to think holistically, not only from the US or Western perspective, but also the Eastern side of things. You know, when I was in Israel, I think we learned about venture capital in the Israel environment, potential business ventures, how the Israel, not only context of Israel, but also in the businesses in the Europe mainly, how they're actually doing things. So that gives you a little perspective outside of Asia, the rest of the world. So thinking about how those people basically interact, make a decision. You know, the thought process is different. The perspective, like Professor Milind Rao, I'll give you an example. He talks about only the Asia, how it impacts Asia, instead of how it impacts the US. If the professors keep telling me, case studies about the US companies, that may not be applicable. US MNCs, the business environment, it may not be applicable here. So the HKUST teachers give us a perspective of that businesses, case study in Asia.